Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us.
There is no such thing as consensual sex when someone's in police custody. That is rape.
Councilman Mark Traeger is drafting legislation that would make it a crime for a police officer to have sex with a suspect taken into custody. This all stems from allegations that 2 NYPD detectives had sex with a suspect in the back of a police van at this Chipotle parking lot back in September. Traeger says there are laws on the books for corrections officers and parole officers, but not for cops.
Corrections officers cannot have sex with inmates. Parole officers cannot have sex with their parolees. But there is nothing, a glaring omission for police officers and people in their custody.
According to published reports, 2 narcotic detectives working at Calvert Vaux Park found pot and prescription drugs on an 18-year-old woman. They are accused of handcuffing her inside an unmarked police van and forcing sex on her in the parking lot of this Chipotle in exchange for letting her go. Traeger says he was outraged when an attorney for the cops stated the sex was consensual.
How can anyone provide consent when they're in handcuffs and when they're under police custody? That is a power dynamic that does not make sense for consensual sex. That is rape.
Cops tried to intimidate rape accuser out of pressing charges, lawyer. By Sean Cohen, November 23, 2017, 10:29 p.m. A group of NYPD cops showed up at the hospital where an 18-year-old woman was seeking treatment after allegedly being raped by 2 Brooklyn detectives, in a bid to bully her out of bringing sex assault charges, her lawyer claims. They came with 9 cops to intimidate her and her mom, to discourage them from coming forward and reporting the rape and sex assault. Michael David, who represents the accuser, Anna Chambers, told the Post. One officer in particular questioned Chambers' story at Maimonides Medical Center in Brooklyn, where she had gone with her mom for a rape kit on September 15 around 10:45 p.m., hours after the alleged rape and sexual assault, the lawyer said. He kept saying to Anna and her mom, "How do you know they were real cops?" David said. "Didn't you make complaints about cops before?" the cop allegedly asked. David said that his client had never reported cops before and that the officer was trying to scare her. At one point, the cop allegedly turned to Chambers and insisted, "You don't know what you're talking about." The cop was among about 9 officers from the 60th precinct to show up at the hospital, which had reported the allegation to police, David said. The young woman said she was raped by Brooklyn South narcotics detectives Richard Hall and Eddie Martins in the back seat of their police van while she was handcuffed, and accused both men of forcing her to perform oral sex after she was arrested for possessing drugs. Hall, 33, and Martins, 37, admitted having sex with her while on the job but claimed it was consensual. They pleaded not guilty last month to a 50-count indictment. Facing ouster from the NYPD, the 2 detectives resigned from the department in November. They are currently free on bail. Chambers told her lawyer that a particularly browbeating cop spoke to her and her mother in their family's native Russian at the hospital, all the while trying to cover the name tag on his uniform, the attorney said. Anna said the officer was trying to manipulate a rubber band over his name tag, so she couldn't see who it was, David said. He then became adamant that Chambers and her mom got their story wrong, and at one point nearly chased the mom into the women's bathroom, the lawyer claims. "You don't know what you're talking about. Your daughter doesn't know what she's talking about," the officer allegedly said. "I know what cops look like," Chambers shouted back. They had guns, there were handcuffs, and the police radio was on. A nurse told the mom, "Don't be intimidated. Be strong. Be strong for your daughter," David said. The mom stood firm against the cop, the lawyer said. Chambers went ahead with the medical exam and rape kit. DNA from Martins and Hall matched genetic material recovered from Chambers in the rape kit, sources have said. See also. NYPD detectives accused of sexually assaulting teen turn over DNA samples. NYPD detectives accused of sexually assaulting teen turn over DNA samples. David said he intends to add the aggressive officer from the hospital to the $50 million notice of claim Chambers has filed against the city, and report the incident to the Civilian Complaint Review Board. "She's upset," David said. "I'm outraged," he added. "To me, it's almost as outrageous as the crime that you have cops trying to intimidate her not to report the crime, trying to protect fellow cops." The Patrolmen's Benevolent Association declined to comment. Additional reporting by Danica Fears and Kristina Naraznaya. Filed under Brooklyn, NYPD, rape, sexual abuse.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, if I got some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.